Welcome to Math with Mr. J. In this video, I'm going to cover how to compare and order fractions. We will start with comparing and then move on to ordering. Let's jump into number 1, where we have 1/4 and 3/10. So reading this from left to right, 1/4 is greater than, less than, or equal to 3/10. Now, the first thing that we want to do when comparing is see if we have a common denominator between the fractions. If yes, the fractions do have a common denominator, then just compare the numerators. Now, if we don't have a common denominator, we need to find one and rewrite or rename the fractions with that common denominator. Then we can compare the numerators. So for number 1, our denominators are 4 and 10. The least common denominator for 4 and 10 is 20. So let's rename these fractions with that denominator of 20. Let's start with 1/4. So how do we get that denominator of 4 to equal 20? Well, 4 times 5 equals 20. Whatever we do to the denominator, we must do to the numerator in order to keep this equivalent. 1 times 5 gives us a numerator of 5. So our renamed fraction with a denominator of 20 is 5/20. And remember, these are equivalent fractions, so we're not changing the value of anything here. Now let's do 3/10. So how do we get 10 to equal 20? Well, 10 times 2 gives us 20. Whatever we do to the denominator, we must do to the numerator in order to keep this equivalent. 3 times 2 gives us a numerator of 6. So we get 6/20. 6/20 is greater than 5/20. So going back to our original fractions, that means 3/10 is greater. Reading this from left to right, 1/4 is less than 3/10. Now, before moving on to number 2, I do want to mention we used the least common denominator of 20 here. But if we were to use another common denominator, for example, 40, that will still give us the correct comparison. So if we happen to use a common denominator other than the least common denominator, we will still be able to compare the fractions as long as we rename correctly. Let's move on to number 2, where we have 7/12 and 5/8. So we need a common denominator here. The least common denominator for 12 and 8 is 24. So let's rename these fractions with that denominator of 24. We'll start with 7/12. 12 times 2 gives us 24. So let's do that to the numerator, multiply by 2. 7 times 2 gives us 14. So our equivalent fraction with that denominator of 24 is 14/24. Now for 5/8. So how do we get 8 to equal 24? Well, 8 times 3 gives us 24. So we need to do that to the numerator as well. 5 times 3 gives us 15. So we get 15/24. Now 15/24 is greater than 14/24. So going back up to our original fractions, that means 5/8 is greater. So reading this from left to right, 7/12 is less than 5/8. Moving on to number 3, we have 1/2 and 5/14. Now for this one, we can actually think through which fraction is greater by using 1/2. Think about it. We know 1/2 is half. Looking at 5/14, let's think about what half of 14 is. Well, 7. So 7/14 is half. 5/14 is less than 7/14. That tells us 1/2 is greater. So 1/2 is greater than 5/14. Now let's prove this and write this out with a common denominator. The least common denominator for 2 and 14 is 14. Now 5/14 already has that common denominator, so let's rename 1/2 here. And we know that 2 times 7 gives us that denominator of 14. So let's do that to the numerator as well. 1 times 7 gives us a numerator of 7. 7/14 is greater than 5/14. So for some comparisons, we can tell which fraction is greater just by looking at the fractions and using what we know about fractions. Some comparisons are more obvious than others, and then some comparisons are very close. In this video, the comparisons are all pretty close, and nothing is too obvious. So we need common denominators to make sure we have the comparisons correct. So just something to keep in mind. Lastly, taking a look at number 4, we have 2/3 and 18/27. So we need a common denominator here. The least common denominator for 3 and 27 is 27. 18/27 already has that common denominator of 27. So let's rename 2/3. 3 times 9 gives us that denominator of 27. So let's multiply the numerator by 9 as well. 2 times 9 gives us 18. So we get 18/27. 18/27 is equal to 18/27. So reading our original comparison from left to right, 2/3 is equal to 18/27. So there's how to compare fractions. Let's move on to ordering. Here's our section on ordering fractions. Let's jump into number 1, where we need to order the fractions from least to greatest. Now, ordering fractions is just like comparing fractions. We need to rewrite or rename the fractions with a common denominator. Then we compare the numerators to put them in the correct order. Now, for number 1, we're actually going to hold off on a common denominator for now and use a different strategy. We're going to order these fractions just by looking at them and using what we know about fractions. So we're going to think through this. For this, we're going to use 1/2. One of these fractions is greater than 1/2, one is less than 1/2, and one is equal to 1/2. So looking at the fractions, which is less than 1/2? Well, 3/10. Think, 5/10 is half, and 3/10 is less than 5/10. 3/10 is less than half. So 3/10 comes first. Again, that fraction is less than 1/2. Then we have 1/2, and that comes next. And then lastly, we have a fraction greater than 1/2, 4/5. So 4/5 is the greatest. And now we are in order just by thinking through this and using what we know about fractions. Now, will ordering fractions always be this straightforward and easy to think through? Will we always have something greater than 1/2, less than 1/2, and equal to 1/2? No, absolutely not. But I wanted to start here and mention this because this type of thought can be very helpful. Now, like I mentioned, putting fractions in order isn't always going to be this easy to think through. So we can't just depend on this strategy. But it is something important to keep in mind. Now let's actually prove we are in the correct order by renaming these fractions with a common denominator. The least common denominator between 5, 2, and 10 is 10. We will start by renaming 4/5. So how do we get that denominator of 5 to equal 10? Well, 5 times 2 gives us 10. Whatever we do to the denominator, we must do to the numerator in order to keep this equivalent. 4 times 2 gives us a numerator of 8. Now let's rename 1/2. So we need that denominator of 10. 2 times 5 gives us 10. Whatever we do to the denominator, we must do to the numerator. 1 times 5 gives us a numerator of 5. And then 3/10 already has a denominator of 10, so we can leave that as is. And now we can clearly see that 3/10 is the least, so that comes first. And then 5/10 comes next, which the original fraction was 1/2. And then the greatest is 8/10, which the original fraction was 4/5. So here are our fractions in order from least to greatest. Let's move on to number 2, where we actually already have a common denominator of 8, and we need to put these in order from greatest to least. Now, we won't spend too much time on this one, but I did want to include an example with a common denominator. If we already have a common denominator, like number 2, all we need to do is compare the numerators in order to put them in order. The greatest is going to be 7/8, then 6/8, then 3/8, and then the least is going to be 1/8. So here are our fractions in order from greatest to least. Let's move on to numbers 3 and 4. Here are numbers 3 and 4, and these are going to be our tougher examples compared to numbers 1 and 2. For these, we don't have common denominators to start, and all of the fractions are pretty close in value. We can't just look at these and the order is obvious. For number 3, all of the fractions are less than 1/2. And for number 4, all of the fractions are greater than or equal to 1/2. So we're going to need to rename the fractions with common denominators. Let's start with number 3, where we have denominators of 5, 15, and 3. Now, I always like to find the largest denominator and see if it can be our least common denominator for all of the fractions. The largest denominator here is 15. And yes, this will work for our least common denominator. 15 works for 5, 15, and 3. So we need to rename with that denominator of 15. And we will start with 2/5 here. 5 times 3 gives us 15, so we need to multiply the numerator by 3 as well. 2 times 3 gives us 6. 4/15 already has a denominator of 15, so we do not need to rename. And then let's rename 1/3. 3 times 5 gives us 15. So let's multiply the numerator by 5. 1 times 5 gives us 5. Now with everything renamed with a common denominator, let's put these in order from least to greatest. We will use the original fractions here. 4/15 is the least, so that comes first. Then 5/15, which our original fraction was 1/3. So let's include 1/3 here. And then the greatest is 6/15, which the original fraction was 2/5. So let's include 2/5 here in our final list. And now we have our fractions in order from least to greatest. 4/15, 1/3, and then 2/5. Lastly, moving on to number 4, we need to order these fractions from greatest to least. We have denominators of 4, 12, 8, and 2. Our largest denominator here is 12. So let's work from that and find our least common denominator. So will 12 work for our least common denominator? Well, 12 will work for 4, 12, and 2, but it doesn't work for 8. So 12 is not going to be our least common denominator. Let's try the next multiple of 12, which is 24. Will 24 work for our least common denominator? Well, it works for 4, 12, 8, and 2. So yes, 24 is our least common denominator. So let's rename these fractions with that common denominator. And we'll start with 3/4. 4 times 6 gives us 24. So let's multiply the numerator. 3 times 6 gives us 18. Now for 7/12. 12 times 2 gives us 24. And then as far as the numerator, 7 times 2 gives us 14. And now for 5/8. 8 times 3 gives us 24. 5 times 3 gives us a numerator of 15. Now for 1/2. 2 times 12 gives us 24. And then for our numerator, 1 times 12 gives us 12. And now we have all of our fractions rewritten with that common denominator of 24. Now let's order these from greatest to least. The greatest is going to be 18/24, which the original fraction was 3/4. Next, we have 15/24, which the original fraction was 5/8. Then we have 14/24, the original fraction, 7/12. And then the least is going to be 12/24, which is 1/2. And now we are done. Our fractions are in order from greatest to least. Now, I do want to mention we used the least common denominators for the examples in this video. If we were to use another common denominator other than the least common denominator, this will still work. For example, if we used 30 for our common denominator for number 3, or 48 for our common denominator for number 4, those will still work. So something to keep in mind. So there you have it. There's how to compare and order fractions. I hope that helped. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, peace.